The following portion of Daytime Tri-Cities is sponsored by Evans & Evans Real Estate.
Once again, it is time for Real Estate Today with our friends from Evans & Evans Real Estate. Today I'm joined by Karen Jenkins. And Karen, you know, we're out here and we're on a piece of property, and one of the things you got to keep in mind when you're either buying or selling are surveys.
Surveys.
Very important.
Yeah, surveys are one of those things that we always recommend that you get. Not everybody gets one, but sometimes that can come back to hurt you in the long run. So,
what are some of the excuses you get for people not wanting to do a survey?
Well, in today's market, as crazy as it is, surveys are taking a lot of time. It's just like everything else, they're backed up. So if you ask a surveyor to come out to your property, you could be looking at 8 weeks delay or something. So we've had a situation, we made an offer on some land not too long ago. We wanted to get a survey and the seller said, no, I'm not gonna wait for that, you know. So we didn't get that one. And another situation in this multiple offer situation, I was selling a house. Our highest offer was not accepted because they wanted a survey, they wanted an inspection, whereas one a little bit lower, no survey, no inspection, you know, just no appraisal, let's just buy the house. So the people that wanted the survey lost out. But it's something that, as a realtor, we always recommend that you should get.
And the reason you recommend that is it's important to know what your property boundaries are.
It sure is. Just in the past 6 months, I've had about 3 situations where a survey could have helped. Well, one did help. We were buying some land. The listing said about 4 acres. The title company actually came back and said, something's off about this description, you need to get a survey. So we did, and what had happened is part of the roadway that had come through, the state had taken some land from that parcel. So really the parcel was only a little over 2 acres. So my buyer thankfully was able to find that out before they purchased that property for that price. And we had to renegotiate a price based on the new survey. A lot of times, just had one recently where they closed. They had a survey, but the pins weren't in the accurate place. They found out that one of the pins was literally in their driveway. So they had to get an easement from their neighbor for their driveway because it was off. So just it saves you a lot of headache.
And you know, I mentioned boundaries, but there's so many other things that could be involved there, like driveways or entranceways, or you know, you talk about going through like sewer and water lines, electrical lines. And a lot of that could be up in the air if you don't know exactly what's going on with your survey plot.
That's right. There was a piece of land in Mountain City, and it was one of those situations where they had shared water lines. The neighbor's water line came right underneath that person's property. So having a survey told them where it was. But a lot of times you think you know what you're getting. And sometimes you even think I've got all this extra land over here, and then you go to sell and you find out that's not really your land.
That's not really the case.
Yeah, we have a situation where that happened to someone. They actually had been taking care of that land for well over 20 years, thought it was theirs. The other owner had never showed up, mowing it, you know, put a building on it, whatever. I told them they could go to court and try to claim that land because they have that law in Tennessee. It's called adverse possession, kind of like squatter's right. If you've been taking care of that property and no one else has claimed it, you could see if a judge will go ahead and grant you the rights to that property. I don't know if it works all the time, but it is something that we have in Tennessee.
Something to keep in mind.
For sure.
It really is. And of course, the best thing, talk to a realtor. Talk to someone with Evans & Evans. They will get you in contact with a survey outfit. They'll get you squared away before you buy or sell.
And again, it's always like the buyer beware situation. When you go to closing, most title companies will have you sign a piece of paper if you did not get a survey that said, I did not get a survey and I'm not going to hold anyone else responsible if my land is not what I thought it was. So in order to avoid that, just get a survey.
It's all about peace of mind.
Yes, it sure is.
All right, Karen, we're going to come back here in just a few moments. Take a look at this house that we're in here today. It's located in Kingsport, but you don't have to pay city taxes. That's a big draw. And it's all part of Real Estate Today by Evans & Evans Real Estate.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by Evans & Evans Real Estate.